Hey there, folks. In a rush to get this one out. It's 12:47 p.m. Sunday, June 5th. Not quite sure again how to start this one. Excuse me. Things keep moving along on what I need to do here. The quantitative electroencephalogram, easy for me not to say, the quantitative electroencephalogram measures activity in the brain and then graphs it. What I'm about to show you is going to be on, it's in the process of being put on, it might even be there already, both jressex.com and probably the spiritualfoundation.com too. But it's the full information on the test. I don't understand most of it, but it doesn't matter, it needs to be up there. I'm going to show you a little bit of it. He showed you some on his camera, but this camera's higher definition. Now, first they did a baseline test on himself, or he didn't do it on himself, the young lady Susan, or Suzanne did it. And let's see, if you would, this side right here, okay? Let me we do a little zoom in, a little more. I can't get it too much. Okay. You see here what this one looks like? That's delta absolute power. That's relative power. I can't even read it backwards. Amplitude is symmetry, and then coherence, and then phase lag. Phase lag being at the bottom. Okay, trying to get that in there. Let's see. All right. So anyway, you can get a good look at this one, okay? Now look at the same ones on this other sheet where Martin wrote me with J, and it's got arrow in parentheses. Okay. Look at where the pinky is. Look on that side on the top before going down. You can see all the different colors representing different frequencies, and then if you look down below it at those pink heads, you're going to see there's a whole lot of stuff going on, a whole lot of energy in his head, going through those the wires that were attached to him. That's relative to me being in his head. I mean, you know, what's going on here is it's going to come out because it needs to, and it needs to for everyone else, okay? For everyone. People need some type of proof that this stuff is real. There's a Dr. Jeffrey Fannin, and I thought it was Brain Genius or something. I think it's Thought Genius, something like that. I reached out to him. I'm trying to find someone that'll go ahead and map out my brain while I'm going into someone else. You know, someone actually, excuse me, but somebody to do the test that's used to doing it. He's got, Dr. Fannin has a few different ladies. There are 3 ladies, I believe, or so that do this just for him. Okay. He also has other equipment. You know, He's just got what it takes to actually prove. It's not so much what I can do, but to prove that other people have these abilities. I mean, that other people have the ability to reach out and touch another person's brain. Granted, my power level is, freaky. But you can reach out to someone. Martin can reach out to someone around the world and send them his love. He's got incredibly powerful love. And you know what? They're going to feel it. It's going to register on the QEEG. Here you go, folks. Let me get my face out of you. There you go. Bada boom, bada bing. My face can be scary. So anyway, it proves that people have abilities. It proves that they can use their own spirit, sentient energy, and reach out and go out all over the place. That's really important for people to have as they're starting to wake up. Remember, we're talking about creation waking up. Right now it's a little over 3% of us. It needs to be more than 50%. And it will be, but this is important for all of you. This is something you need to have. Oh, and while I'm at it, Gerardo, man, thanks. You keep outdoing yourself. I really appreciate that. And there's someone else that just really helped out, and I can't say anything about it for a good reason. But thanks, man. You know who you are, big guy. I appreciate the hell out of it. So anyway, it's... I don't know how to say this properly, but those of you who are working hard to awaken yourselves, you're going to get a little extra help because you're moving forward towards that end, which is important. Those of you that help other people, you're going to get a little extra help. And those of you that have helped me while I'm here, yeah, you're going to get more help. That's not incentive to do anything. That's a thank you that everybody should give someone else when they help them. I keep telling y'all, you're so special and you don't know who you really are and you're not allowed to know, and the nasty stuff that's been causing that situation is gone. It's dead. It's not coming back. It's not locked up. It's gone. It's time for things to change. But it's our responsibility as sentient individuals, spirit, sentient energy, it's stuck in a physical body for right now, to move forward for ourselves. It's like you served a nice big plate full of good food. Well, you still have to reach down and grab it yourself and eat it, but that's about all there is left. There's some other issues on the planet. They're going to be taken care of, folks. You're just going to see it. It's just going to happen. And then it'll be over, and it'll have happened, and then you keep going. It's important to know that there's Anunnaki on this planet running it. Problematic Anunnaki. Remember, Anunnaki is not a bad word. Most of you have had at least one life as an Anunnaki. Okay? It's just a type of reptilian human. Humanoid, whatever. So anyway, also with the consults, I started up, I talked to Deanna and I told her that from the 14th to 18th to open up those 4 days for consults. I'm not trying to be picky, choosy, or manipulate something or whatever. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a businessman. I'm just me. I'm the damn janitor, farmer, mechanic, whatever you want to call me, okay? That's all I am. I can't even, I used to be incredibly good. I excelled in math. I can't hardly count. I mean, my brain's not working like that, and I'm good with that. I'm finishing up my job, and I'm really happy. But I keep seeing more. There's so much stuff coming. Anyway, try to appreciate those abilities you have when you find them, and please develop them. Try to appreciate yourself. You're important. I know one thing, you're incredibly important. Our and Lily, everything is, not just people, because when I say people, I'm talking about everything. Plants, animals, everything. Very important. You've always been taught, especially while in body, to downplay your importance. So many of you, especially with a lot of loving heart, you're told you suck and everything else. You're raised like that. I'm not saying you had horrible mothers and fathers, but what you didn't get from one of your parents at house, if not both of them, you were also getting around school, friends, whatever, work. It was always done to you to keep your heart from flowing and letting that love out and cutting down the amount of abuse felt everywhere. There's also something coming up. There's a gentleman that's Essex Energy, and I told you that not all the first original angels were taken out. That's a fact. There's a lot of them. It's like, look at Archangel Michael. He's in my head waiting to come out. As soon as his body drops, he's free. But he wanted to wait to that point. That's something he talked about with me before I went in his body. But I wasn't aware of it until he came up to me, like I've said plenty of times on video, and got right in my face and looked at me, and I said, "Oh crap, man, I love this guy so much. Don't tell me I got to deal with him. I don't want to hurt anything. I do what I have to protect everyone, and sometimes that includes something that I'm not happy about, but whatever. Stuff goes around beating on other stuff. There has to be something that actually comes out and stops it. Anyway, these other angels are so cool. They understood the problems. The original first angels, they understood. Some of these awesome beings, people, understood there's problems. And see, they were made to be servants, and they were controlled. They were made to do this stuff. But the vast majority of them, they didn't understand, didn't care, they just kept going. But some of them weren't like that. They were becoming more individualistic. They have been cranked up. They are very strong, they're really cool, and they're working with this one gentleman. I'm going to do a introduction video with him, and whenever he feels it's right, he'll put it on. I'll put it on my channel if he feels ready, and I know it's the right thing for him before I go. He's in a very unique situation. He has a very important job, and he's got a bunch of these first original powerful angels that are backing him. And by the way, the new angels, they back them, by the way. We're family. There's never been an angel versus angel. Never. Not the new ones versus the old ones. Never. Me versus them? Yeah. Them versus each other? No. That was forbidden before coming in this body. Folks, we're family, and we're finally going to be able to be one. Instead of a controlled environment for raising praise machines for the original first being male and female. Anyway, on the websites, all the information on the QEEG, like I said a little while ago, is going to be there for you to look at. Now, I have a few challenges to offer. This is, I challenge you. Come on, folks, it's nothing like that. This is just serious. This will find its way eventually to Corey Goode. Corey, do me a favor, big guy. By the way, love your heart and everything else. The next time you talk to Ear, you have a slightly different name for him than Blue Avian. Ask him if he knows the man in overalls. You'll get a kick out of it. That's for your benefit, Corey, not mine. I don't expect that'll happen until I'm gone. Anyway, but also some of you scientists and doctors and other similar truth seekers out there, I want to do everything I can to help promote your program. Dr. Jeffrey Fannin, like I said, I reached out to him. I'm hoping to work something out over there with him and any others like that. The first one to call, fine, let's get it on. Let's get together. I'll pay for down here to go to get a QEEG put on my head, and then I'll also be filming it, and it'll also be on Skype, and to do it somewhere else. James Rink, like I said earlier, and I are trying to do that, put it together. However, bleh. Sorry, it's a rough morning. I'm getting slammed in my head right now. However, folks like Dr. Jeffrey Fannin, he has all this incredible equipment, and he can run a control group. What I want to do is for him to say have 10 people there, and some of the people who give the test, other people, whatever, people that don't know me. So it's like they can have a control group, and literally go into their heads at the same time and work on them while I'm wearing one and have everything live. And then, before doing this, measure the size of the brains. Dr. Fannin, I believe you've got access to MRIs and stuff. I'm not trying to empty your wallet. I'm trying to help you finish proving a point. I can take what you're doing and take it a good step further. Okay, as for you, to do what you're doing is helping people. Okay, we're really in that way we're very similar. We're trying to prove something here. But I'm the best guinea pig you'll ever find. People need to understand this is real. They need to know that they're real. They need to know they have abilities. It's time for the charade, the imprisonment that we've been given, to be dissolved. And there's a lot of people who want to believe in something, but they really can't because they haven't found good proof. It's people like this, scientists, doctors, other wonderful laymen that have the equipment to actually prove this point. Because when I go into someone and crank them up, as long as they're not, like deathly sick, they don't eat well at all, or they're doing drugs or something like that, or they're too old. When I see too old, you start to get around 55, then your brain will still grow, but not near as much. But measure the brains, do an MRI, measure the brain. Okay, you can take physical measurements of the skull, because it's going to change. Promise, guaranteed. In writing, whatever, you have it in video. Okay, what do I back that with? Just my word. So you can say that's empty, doesn't matter. Guess what? It's going to happen, period. I've been doing it for years. Okay, the brain grows in size. I had MRIs of my brain taken in 2005 when I had to have some sinus surgery. I have polyps. I have COPD. It goes all through my sinuses, my lungs, and everything else. It's one of the 2 types of lung disease that I have that's taken me out. So anyway, I have a little hole in my skull. So, and I have all those the MRI from that. If you would have put me on an MRI now, you'd see the difference in my brain, where it grew, how it grew, my skull, and everything else. That's information for you right there. My brain was always a little bit different, but what it is now is just freaky what it's evolved into. But the thing is, with these other 10 people, folks, I'll be gone, way gone. These people's brains are going to be growing, and you're going to literally have the proof you need about the evolution of the human brain being done by us helping each other. Proof. Physical, scientific proof. If a scientist can't understand that, then I got to wonder, does he only deal in 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 6 = 8? I mean, if it has to be that simple, then sorry. You can't put a dial caliber on spirit, okay? But when I go into 10 people and all of their brains grow, especially over the next year and a half, what do you say? Coincidence? So, I'm trying to wrap things up, and I know things I don't talk about relative to myself. I got to go. I got stuff I got to do. I'm getting closer and closer. Do I have a date? No. Do I want one? No. I want to hurry up and just get things done, but I'm literally getting slammed by everything over there. Hurry up. And today, well, if they say tomorrow, then it's really like a month or 3. There's no. It's different. The time frame isn't exactly the same. Can they pinpoint a date? Yes. But is the future always changing? Yes. That's why I always tell everyone, stay away from this divination thing, man. Especially right now, things are crazy. But the fact remains, that people can go off planet and touch people out in space. And what I'm doing right now, the way I've changed to finish my last 10 years ever in a body, is to unlock that part of your brain that actually makes your energy flow. Folks, y'all are feeling this. Almost everybody can feel the energy just grow inside them. When I go in there and do this ICU, it's like your energy flows all the way through you, but when it seems like it's going through a garden hose, when I'm done, and it just takes seconds, just a few seconds, 3-4 seconds, and then it opens up like a fire engine truck hose. Now, I take a little time cleaning you out and everything, just moving your energy. I need to manipulate it, soften it up, and do a little something. But the actual process itself takes 3-4 seconds. I have proof. I am the proof that you need. You just have to use me. Try not to lift myself. What do I want out of it? Cold water, cup of coffee. I just have to stay here in Atlanta. I'm not leaving Herky. And he's not doing too good either. We're both going down. Anyway, energy, nah, through the roof. I've never been this strong in a body before. But it's time for someone to be. It's not about me. It's forget that. It's time for people to use me to get the truth they need for what they're doing. Folks, I'm doing everything I can. I don't know what else to do while I'm in this body. Any of you that know someone who's interested in QEEG stuff, especially trying to relate it to energy in the body, the head, or anything else, show them this video, please. And then tell them to go to the websites and just, on the actual QEEG, there's this information first. Then there's one of these charts. Whoops. Then you have this thing. I bring out colors in people. Excuse me. And then one of these, this was something else. When I went into his head to bring out like anger and anxiety and everything else, I'll never do that again in anyone. The second I started doing it, it was a violation of him. And that's just not going to happen again. And then when I went for anger, it caused trouble on the other side, and I'm not here for that either. But other than that, if somebody wants to take the helmet off, the hat off, and then put it on whatever, hang it, put it on something that has no electricity, wood, something like that, set it in a chair, I'll put my energy into it without a person in it, and I'll give you some feelings. I just got to watch the anger. Okay? I'm a lot bigger than what's in this body, and there's a problem with that. Folks, love you, man. See you in a bit.